Good morning. Right, Robyn McClendon has started a new, after we'd finished our jelly junkadories, she started this new thing called mudlarking. Yeah, I'm trying to think how to describe it. It's just a collating a load of bits and pieces and putting them on card. Basically, I've got a watercolour card here. It's not as heavy as the one Robyn was using, and I've decided to guillotine mine, cut it, because she'd done hers with a water brush and made it all feather edges, but because this is already precision cut round the edge, I just thought there's no point feathering the middles. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, yeah, so I've just cut a few. I don't know if I'm going to follow this one, but I'm going to give it a bash. It's for, I think it's a couple of months. She's done 2 pages already, and the whole idea is that you, whilst you're sort of out and about, is you collect bits and pieces. Now, we were up in the forest, the top of Exeter, last week actually, Eleanor and I and her mum, and we were picking up bits and bobs off the forest floor. And I thought these would be okay for the first page. I can't, what did Robyn use? Can't remember. Things that she'd found. It's just things you found. And this is the sort of my flora and fauna range. So, yeah, so I've cold laminated them because they were starting to, because they've dried out. And I didn't dry them out properly, like in between sheets of paper, so that they, you know, they sort of stick together a bit better. I've cold laminated them anyway. So I've got... because obviously forest, there's lots of pines up there, and I'm pretty sure they're Scots pines. So I've managed to find in my there, this is the Reader's Digest book of Great Britain or something or other. So I'm going to use that on my page. So I'm pretty sure it was the Scots pines that are up there. I mean, they're native to Scotland, but they're down here as well. So yeah, I'm just going to do collaging basically, and then I've got a piece of the bark that came off the Scots pine, which is falling to bits. I got a really nice big bit actually, so I might try, because it's all nice and dried out now, and just peel off bits and pieces. That's quite a chunky bit. I don't want it to go too chunky, but let's see if I can get an interesting piece off here. Yeah, it should be fun. It's one of those projects that I think it's going to be pretty much free to do what you like, really, because, you know, stuff I find is going to be nothing like Robyn finds, and vice versa. So let's try and get that bit off. That's an interesting piece. So I've got a page out of a colouring book, which I thought looked like the rings of a tree, or, you know, a bark. If I could get this bit off, I quite like this bit. What do I need? You're going to be too chunky, aren't you, or are you? No, got you. Right. Okay, so as you can see, it's coming apart like that. So I will go down the river. Got a river quite local, and see see if I can find anything down there. But it's, yeah, it's just, you know, stuff that you find around. I did one similar, and I can't remember who I did that with. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so I'm going to put on some watercolour paints. I've got some papers over here from when we did the jelly junkadori with those, okay, with bits and pieces. I don't know, we're just going to make it up. So I'm not going to use that one this time. I'm going to use these two. Yeah, so on the back of the first one, I've written Walking in the Woods, Haldon Forest by the Monolith. Eleanor and I went scavenging, and I've spelt that completely wrong, for fallen items to add to my pages for mudlarking, or of mudlarking. Okay, anyway, bad English. Yeah, so let's get cracking, because I want these to be quite quick. I don't want to spend forever doing these, because I feel it's one of those things that you just kind of got to do quite quickly, basically. That's my feeling, and I'm sticking with it. So let me just get this one off of here, because I'm pretty sure they are Scots pines up there. So anyway, I hope you're all well. It's Monday morning. It's sunshine at the moment, but yesterday we had the mother of all downpours, so it absolutely lashed it down to the point that my double glazed window at the front of the house actually leaked water. Yeah, so I came home because we went out for dinner yesterday, and yeah, I came home and my kitchen side was flooded, so that was interesting. I'll try and get as much of that on there as possible, but I need to chop it down a tad. We can just lay that over here or something. I'll sort that out in a minute. Right. Okay, come on, chop, chop, chop. No dallying today, Susan. No dallying. So I thought this was pretty good as a background because this this lichen was growing on quite a dark tree. And what I wanted to do with this one was actually make it into a specimen. So I think if I do that now, then I won't forget. So sort of put that behind there. That's what I was thinking anyway. And staple it to the back with my Tim Holtz tiny stapler, or tiny attacher I should say. And yeah, that'll be in. Yeah, this sort of stuff does me the world good. It really makes you thinks about composition, makes you think about colours, etc, etc. So yeah, I find these things really useful. And I guess you have the option, if it's not your cup of tea, you don't have to watch. So right, okay, that's kind of sorted for that one. Come here. Right, let's do you first. Let's get you done. So it's going to be our. I think I might fussy cut around that a little bit. Try not to go in where it didn't quite seal 100%. Yeah, we went for a meal yesterday because my dad's taking off again, so he's on his merry way somewhere else, which is good for him. Life as a camper. He loves it. I think mentally he'll go downhill rapidly when he can no longer drive. Which at the age of 89, he is kind of pushing it a bit, but you know, he's still got his license, so what the heck, you know. So I might put that there or here or something, and then I was gonna say, where's that gone? That can sit there, so we just need something down here and up there. Right, I want to put a bit of watercolour on here, so bear with me. I had everything ready, but obviously not everything. Okay. I don't know what to use, whether to use. I might do those as an overcoat. That's those cheapy shimmery paints that I got. It's just. Yeah, so this is watercolour card, so hopefully, obviously, it should take the colour really well. Yeah, I skived off going to Pilates this morning. I'm thinking of cancelling the gym. They just keep mucking around with the timetable, and you know, you kind of have it set in your mind, oh, I've got such and such on that day, so, and you kind of, I won't say live your life around it, but you know, I don't know how to explain it, you adjust your timetable to that, And they've changed it all round again. And I said to her, because my daughter's like, are you coming tomorrow? And I went, do you know what? Until they stop messing around with the timetable, I just feel like leaving. Because, you know, I've got a lot to do. So, yeah, I'm not very impressed with them at the moment. So I'm basically paying out for something that I'm not using at the moment, which irks me. I'll put a bit of blue because I always think pine trees are quite blue at times, to my eye. Right, okay. I think what we'll do is give the whole thing an edge of this, and then if anything's showing, okay. Yep, that's fine. I did go up high enough. Right, I'm just going to put that to the side to dry for a second. Shouldn't take too long. I don't think I had a brown in those. I had a grey. See if we can get something going on here. This is just out of an adult's colouring book thing, you know, which I picked up in the charity shop for 50p. So blend those a little bit. It's all shiny. Ooh, need to go up a bit there. Okay. Yeah, okay. Right, I'm going to give that 5 minutes to dry. So I should pause you. Oh, actually, no, I'll tell you what, I'll stick these on the windowsill because the sun is blaring through the window. Bear with me. Right, that should dry fairly quickly up there. Let's do the other one while we're sat here waiting. Right, so for that side, I think. So I'm thinking that there, which we'll staple on in a moment. They look like trees to me. It's a piece of parchment paper or baking parchment paper, you know. So that I like. That's going to go on the other page, and so's that. Oh, we could always do something with that. You'll recognise a lot of these from when we did the... I'm liking this, I'm going to go with it. Right, let's stick that down. Right, stay there. Glue stick. Actually, that might need wet glue. Get some wet glue going. I haven't used this for a bit. Oh, fiddly dee, you're not coming out. Pin here earlier. Ah, yeah. Go in. Oh, you're well clogged. It's not going to need a huge amount of glue, but a little bit would be good. Yeah, I'm just going to treat this as a bit like a bit of a muck around thing, really. Just kind of get the inspiration from Robyn and then just kind of go for it. I know a lot of people that are following this are Patreons, or patrons, I suppose, which I just can't afford to do. I'd love to, but I just, you know, I live quite a frugal life as it is, out of necessity, not because I want to. So yeah, can't afford to pay for that kind of thing. It's a bit of a luxury that I just cannot afford. So I think eventually, I'm reading between the lines, I think she will go completely so I'm looking for a glue paper. I think she will go completely Patreon based, you know, just you've got to pay for classes, which is fine, completely her prerogative. You know, she's a professional artist and why wouldn't you? But yeah, it kind of blocks out us minions who don't have a load of money. Never mind. I'm sure there's other people doing exactly the similar, if not exactly the same stuff. Just want that to disappear a little bit more. Just make sure I'm staying in frame, actually, sorry. Let me move you forward a little bit. I tend to end up dragging it towards me and keep forgetting. Right, okay. Happy with that. It's cool. Right, so that's all going on the other page. Let me move that there. Oh, this scripty bit here, which could look quite good. Actually, it's not quite big enough to go the whole bit, but let's put you. I'll have you there. Where is my glue? I have my water brush gone. Sorry, I'm talking to myself here. It's that's what I do. Right. Oh, there you are. Goodness me. I love this. It was such an accidental piece of gel printing. It was just the, it picked up the book page behind the... I printed on a book page and I didn't realise that the print was actually transferring, the actual wording was transferring. That didn't get very wet. Yeah, but it did. It picked it all up, which was really exciting when I took it off. It's all about birds, so there's nothing offensive on there. So coming out, yeah. Oh, careful. Touch that with wet and let that bleed down into there. Oh yeah, I picked out some butterflies as well, because there was loads of butterflies the day we collected this, which I thought was kind of like the last shout towards autumn. So, oh, here we are. I was looking for the colour. Yeah, that's about right. Need more of that. Okay. Right. Put that there. Oh, let's stick you on while we're here. Are you dry? No. Right, let that dry and then we'll put that on. I'll go and get the other one. Up, down, up, down. Okay. Give that 2 minutes to dry. Get the other one. This is all beautifully dry, which is all good. Wish my floorboards didn't creak as much as they do. Sounds a bit rude. It's still a little bit wet, but hopefully the glue will be fine. I don't want to push my luck with that. It is still a bit damp, so I'm thinking that one there. Let's some of that white edge. Put that butterfly on this one actually. use that on there actually. Sorry, I'm mumbling away to myself, and then that can sit on there. I think I like that. Right, hold it there. Don't move. I really want to outline this though. These were napkins in Sainsbury's. I think it was a couple of years ago. They're really nice actually. Once again, I work myself into a tiny little corner. Okay. Yeah, I think the theory behind this is kind of like a specimen book, you know, if you've been travelling and that kind of thing. So, get off. Tissue paper. I might put a bit of that on there actually. Yep. You thought it, do it. Okay. So it should be the same size hole, because obviously it's the bit we punched out. But we are going to so that there, that there. I think that's the page done. What do you think? I hope you agree. Let's use art glitter glue. It's a bit quicker drying. Just needs refilling again. And it says same tree. Yeah, thought about trees there. Interesting. Okay. I think for this I'm going to have to use the old 3-in-1, which is the most attractive side. I quite like the bit where it's showing the trunk, so we'll do that side. Yeah, that might be the right glue. We stick that there. just see the word tree there, which I really like actually. Okay. And I've stuck it upside down to my writing. Oh well, never mind. Right, I'll ink around the edges, but I just want to give that a little bit of time to dry. Yeah, we'll give it a minute to dry and then we'll ink around it. Right, let's go and see if the other one's ready. Yeah, the sun is absolutely belting through my window at the moment, so it's all good. Right, now then. Okay, slow and steady wins the pace on this one, Susan, so calm down. You're going to take your time sticking that down, otherwise it'll be a disaster. Okay. Oh god, I've forgotten already. How far round? Right, about halfway. Okay. We'll tidy it up once we've got it stuck down. Not really tried collage on watercolour paper. Seems to be taking it quite well. Love that. I'm going to try and do that again. I guess it's a bit of an image transfer, but I wouldn't have said the ink was top quality in the book that I had, but maybe it was. Who knows? Okay. Ugh, come here. Now, so that circle isn't quite so pristine, I'm tempted to leave that quite jaggedy round there. It hung that way. I like that side. Okay. I'm gonna reach. No. Get another one there though. I'm sorry if that was all out of shot. I had to hold it up just to be able to see it really. So what we'll do is we'll dab a little bit of glue under there just to hold that on. You've got excellent glue, but flipping it, you're a pain sometimes. But luckily, it does that. It rubs off. Right, let's have a look. See, I think, does it need that? Let's tidy that up a bit. So glad I kept all these papers. I wouldn't have chucked them away anyway, but they're going to go really well with this project, I think, which is all good. What I could do with is sure, when I was looking through here, there was something about mosses. Willows, or rabbit feet as we call them. Oh, I've got to put a butterfly on there as well. What's that, barberry? No. Maybe I was dreaming. Thought there was something about moss. I saw another one of these the other day and I'm kicking myself now. I should have got it because it is such a good book. Oh, okay. There's nothing in there, but we could match up some of these maybe. Because that was hanging, it wasn't on a pine tree though. Okay, that'd be fine. Right, what do we do? Do we like it without or with? And now we've got another butterfly, haven't we? I pulled out all these bits as well. I could layer that there. That there. Come on, Susan, this was meant to be quick. That's going to disappear if I put that on there. Could put that butterfly up there actually, and that will kind of balance it a bit. Right, okay, let's do that. I like the I don't know if you can see they look like trees. Guess what I could do is carry the trees on up. Hold on. Experimental time. Here we go. There were weird trees that they were hanging off those bits of moss. I don't know trees very well, as you can probably tell. I like that. Right. I still going to put the butterfly on. So we're not going to use that. We're not going to use that. No. Enough. Right. Okay. You can keep layering forever. Well, I can anyway. I'm terrible for it. Right. Water brush. Where have you gone again? I'm insistent on this butterfly because it is the perfect shade green to go with that moss. So I think it'll get lost there. Maybe about there somewhere. Dry-ish. Or down there. I think it will disappear. I think it's going to disappear up there, but anyway, in for a penny. And dry, yeah. Oops. Oops. It's spread out a bit in the tissue, but never mind. It's okay. We are not going to panic. We just pretend it's not happened. That'll be fine. Okay. Right. I am going to ink the edges, but I'm not going to bore you with that. I'm going to give you a close-up, and we'll call that done. First ones. So yeah. Yeah. Just a bit of mucking around, really. Just a bit of collaging. Bit of your interpretation. Those paints are super shiny. You can see that. Yeah, and the cold laminated bit of pine. I'm almost certain they were Scots pines because they looked exactly like that. So I feel I've gone true to true to thing there. Yeah, this is a bit weird and wonderful, but I just love those lines in there. So yeah, and then we've got the moss at the top. That's fine. So I mean, the idea is, I think, is that yeah, can't believe that writing's upside down. Never mind. We're just going to make a very sort of loosely tied booklet at the end of it, and just, again, it's another reference book, you know, to go back and, you know, see what you did, basically. So it's okay, it'll do. We're just warming up. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Right, I completely forgot to add the bark. So there's one there, and I've inked around the edges, so hope you can see the difference. And then I put two smaller pieces here. That just broke off looking like an arrow, so I thought I'd put that down to there. And then there's another piece up there, and again it's all inked around. So when I shut the camera down, I thought, oh, you haven't put your bark on. Anyway, I'll add it on the end of the video. All right, I'll see you again. Bye.